Hello everyone, today I will teach you about C++ switch statement and how they're used in programming. Think of it like a menu for your code. It lets you pick one block of code to run from lots of options. Instead of writing tons of if-else statement, let's make this super simple. Sabi niya dito, a switch statement allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. Each value is called a case, and the variable being switched on the check for each case. For example, you have a variable day that holds number 1 to 7. You can use switch case to print the name of the day, instead of writing 7 if else. The switch statements allow us to execute a block of code among many alternatives. The syntax of switch statement in C++ is, as you can see in expressions here, the variable value we're checking must be whole number like integers like 1, 2, 3 or similar types, no decimals or string. The case constant here, the value we compare against, must be fixed numbers or values. And then the break, stop the code from running more cases. And we will talk about this more later. And lastly, the default runs if nothing matches, like a catch-all options. A switch statement can have additional default case, which must appear at the end of the switch. The default case can be used for performing a task when none of the cases is true. No break is needed in the default case. The expression used in a switch statement must have an integral or enumerated type, or be of class type in which the class has single conversion function to an integral or enumerated type. You can have any number of case statements within a switch. Each case is followed by the value to be compared to and a colon. The constant expression for a case must be the same data type as the variable in the switch, and it must be a constant or a literal. When the variable being switched on an equal to a case, this statement following the case will execute until a break statement is reached. You can have as many cases as you need. Each case ends with a colon, not a semicolon. Here's the example. As you can see, the hashtag include iStream. This is a prepressor directive that reference a header file named iStream from the C++ standard library. The header file contains declaration for input or output operation, like cout and syn, while the action implementation code for this operation is part of the standard library compiled binaries. And then, the using namespace std, this is a C++ language statement, not related to header or binaries directly. It simplifies access to name defined in the standard library std namespace. And then the blank line, has no function purpose, used for readable to separate code section. Int main, this is a declaration of the program's entry point function, a core part of any C++ program structure, not a header or library components. In our example, we use int variable or integer variable. All cases must be whole number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not decimal or words. If you use char variable or character variable cases, you must be single character like A, B, C, that. And then the int day equals 3, declare a variable named day of type integer and initialize it with the value of 3. Start a switch control structure that checks the value of the day variable. The opening curly braces mark the start of the switch block. And then the case 1, define a case level for when a day equal to 1. And then the cout Monday, Use cout to print the name Monday to the console if day is 1. And then break, exit the switch block immediately for executing for code for case 1, preventing fall through to subsequent cases. When the break statement is reached, the switch terminates, and the flow of control jumps to the next line following the switch statement. Not every case needs to contain a break. If no breaks appear, the flow of control will fall through to subsequent cases until a break is reached. Case 2, define a case level for day when day equal to 2, like the case 1. And then cout Tuesday prints Tuesday to the console if day is 2. And same as case 3. Don't forget the close braces, curly braces, to end the switch control structure. And lastly, the return 0, return to integral value of 0 from the main function, which is standard signal to the operating system for the program execute successfully. Okay, i-run natin. So, ang lalabas is Wednesday. Since day is 3, the code under case 3 runs. The break stop it from going further. If we set day 5, the default case runs and print invalid day number. Ipapalitan naman natin ng 1 yung 3 kanina at ang lalabas ay Monday. Okay? And dito na magtatapos yung discussion about switch statement, and I hope you learned a lot of things, and thank you.